So, what questions do we have off of the understanding check? Or not understanding check, the homework.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's because of you, I don't know why you're laughing, but okay.
What questions do we have off of this homework?
It's funny to learn people's friendships. Oh, good.
Going once.
9, 10, 11, and 12.
Yeah, notice how to do them?
I'm just kidding, I know how to do some of
I know how to do it. So I will point out that, I mean, you can very easily just plug these in, but there are some patterns that I do want you to notice. For instance, you see this 0, 2? It became 1, 2 when we did x minus 1. When it was x minus 2, that 0, 2 became 2, 2. As in the x was translated to the right 2 units. It's a part of transformations that we will study within this year. That's a detail that you want to notice. You can continue that correlation with 1, negative 3 became what when it was x minus 1? 1, negative 3 became what point over here on this table? 2, negative 3. When it was x minus 2, that point became what? 3, negative 3. So we want to notice, right? And the idea is that that's translating everything 1x to the right. This is translating every x 2 to the right. Whereas this one would probably translate it 1 to the left. Notice 3, negative 13 here. See how that became 2, negative 13? See how all those patterns are correlated with each other, and we wanted to recognize that. The other thing I would point out with that, actually I was just thinking about something and I can't remember it now. It's a shame when your mind goes to crap. Maybe I'll think about it later. There was another good detail that I wanted to point out, but I cannot think of it off the top of my head because I just had it. It disappeared. That's sad.
Mr. Kenny.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it. Yes, sir.
Do you have a Q-tip?
I do not.
Okay.
Why?
He's got something stuck in his teeth, probably.
A Q-tip, not a toothpick.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. Oh, I apologize. That was the wrong thing.
Nope. Okay. Let's continue on with today then.
Oh, yeah,
Where's Mr.
We
Lipham?
were supposed to have an understanding check, but we struggled hard yesterday on this, was it 2.7? So we're going to wrap up 2.7 today, and then we will do the understanding check on Monday. Mr. Lipham is at UA doing something for his degree. Hey, okay, can you please, and Caroline, please keep your mouth shut.
What day will he return?
Say again.
What day will he return?
He'll be back Monday.
Okay.
Alright, so note about understanding check, we're moving it to Monday just because we were struggling a good bit on yesterday and we need to learn a little bit more. I will also say, note about missing assignments, review, so pre-ACT math literacy, Caroline, we're still missing that, Alan, we're still missing that. The review packet for the retest, we're missing it from Keanthony, Donovan, and Alan, and Gavin. And then the release forms, Donovan, Zay, McKay, we need to get those things done. They're zeros in the grade books right now. So we need to make sure we're aware of the things that we're missing and we're getting them complete and turned in. So let's look at 2.7, the objectives, and then 2.7, radical ideas, and we'll get to the go section after that. So, Gavin, can you read us our first objective for the day?
I can convert rational exponents to the roots of numbers and the roots back to rational exponents.
Okay. And Donovan, can you read our second objective?
I can use it probably to exponent to simplify, right?
Okay. And then Alan, can you read our last objective for us?
Third one.
Yes, sir.
I can determine if I prefer rational exponents or radicals, but I can use both
So today is going to be a summary of everything we've learned so far about rational exponents and roots. So we need to make sure we take good notes on this and have this to refer back to later. But before we get started with that, so that we can convert back and forth between rational exponents and radicals, and so that we can use those properties and things like that. But what I do want to first off remind you is we should already know the natural numbers, the whole numbers, integers, rational numbers. But remember, we also talked through how each of these number sets introduced a new idea into our understanding of an exponent. When you have a natural number, so a positive exponent, it's just repeated multiplication. When you get into the whole numbers and you have that zero exponent, what's anything raised to the zero? 1. 5 to the 0, 8 to the 0, -1 to the 0, all that would be
1,000, 1,000,000 to the 0.
Yep, that'd still be 1. Then when you get to the integers, you get those negative exponents, and where a positive exponent is repeated multiplication, a negative exponent is repeated, is what? Division. And then we got into the rational exponents, so when we have a denominator, we're talking about roots there. So we want to remember each of those have their different purposes. So Mr. Lipham and I just talked about class yesterday after it was over, and we both realized that we messed up a little bit in the sense that we didn't do everything that we needed to make sure you really understand these rules. And so I've modified my lesson plans for the future to help us understand these better. So what I want you to do is I want you to take 5 to 10 minutes, work within your small groups if everyone's willing to talk. And I want you to put in your own words what these rules mean, right? So what do we mean by the nth root of a to the n equals a? Explain what that means. Once you finish those 3, I want you to do the same thing here with these exponent rules. Donovan. Thank you, sir. Are we clear on what we're trying to do right now? Okay? And so we're going to go over these afterwards, but I do want you to try to think about putting these rules into your own words, because if you can't explain the rule, if you can't put it into your own words, it's hard to work with the rule. Now, one thing I want you to remember is this, and I think that Linnea said it the best yesterday. Linnea was like, when you start putting those variables in there, I don't know what to do. Like, it's funky to me, right? Mm-hmm. So here's one thing I want you to remember. Sometimes when we talk about variables, we're used to only thinking in terms of functions with inputs and outputs. But when I look here at these variables, when I say a and b, you just need to think about it as the first unknown number and b as the second unknown number. They're just two different numbers, and you just don't know what they are. A could be 2, b could be 3. Mm-hmm. So think about it in terms of a is a number and b is a number. And I'll give you a little bit of idea with number 2. So if I have the nth root of a times b, or the nth root of one number times a second number, then it's just the nth root of the first number times the nth root of the second number. I'm just splitting up that one radical into 2 different radicals that I'm multiplying. Does that help clarify that, Linnea? So try putting each of these into your own words, recognizing that a and b are just numbers. The n here, it's just a number, but by letting it be a variable, it can represent any situation. If I only put a 2 and a 3 here, then it only works for 2 and 3. By doing n and a and b, it works for any situation that could come up. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to pause the video here, let you continue to work, and we'll start recording again in a little bit. But every single group, every single person, I want you to have short justifications here, and we'll talk through these afterwards. It's your thinking through them that'll help you the most. Yeah, what you looking for? No, this is the retest. Actually, I think I have your review packet. I might have just forgotten to. Hold on.
You got mine, Kenny?
You did just turn yours in, didn't you, recently?
Yeah,
I lied, Gavin. Yours is right here. I need to just put this in the grade book.
How good is it?
I don't know.
Mark your name
He
on
needs to put it in the grade book.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get to work. I'm going to pause the video. Start talking with each other. Linnea, if you want to move to another group so you have someone to talk to,